Here's the deal. Deltarune is an unfinished game. And because of that, we can't know everything that happens in the game 100%. And I've gone through many versions of the script, thinking about every little detail, and here's what I've realized. The Shadow Crystal and the Egg quests have an odd thread that seems to connect them. That being... I'm serious. Firstly, both of these quests are for sure ending in Chapter 5. I'll talk later about how we know this specifically, but for now, let's move on to the first piece of bread theory. The Eggman, or the Forgotten Man, or the Man Behind the Tree, or Papyrus, is weird. Initially, the Chapter 1 and 2 eggs had little going on with them, merely an odd collectible to sit in your pocket, to then be placed in oddly Asgore-visited locations. But with these new chapters, like many things in this game, everything changed. We got dialogue in these rooms instead of observation text. We even speak to the man behind the tree himself. And he tells us his schedule in Chapter 3. And this schedule lines up perfectly with the locations of these eggs, not to mention the implications that we may not be able to get any more eggs beyond Chapter 5. The schedule is as follows. On Thursday, he goes to sell the donuts. This is Chapter 1. The egg is by the bake sale. On Friday, he tosses the leftovers into the dumpster. This is Chapter 2. The egg is, once again, by dumpster. On Saturday, he lets it cool on the windowsill. Though we've skipped Chapter 3, this is in fact Chapter 4. You find the egg by going into a window. And then on Sunday, he harvests the wheat. Harvesting the wheat, of course, this has to be Chapter 5. Among the many plant themes that this chapter has going for it already, it also is, the next chapter of the game. And wheat, bread. Okay, sure, this seems like a random piece to just lead straight into, oh my god, we're making bread. And yes, it is, but there's another character and plot that I think is going to lead into bread. That being... Just like the eggs, we have heavy implications that this questline is going to end in Chapter 5. Sham talks about how we only need 2 more crystals after handing them the Chapter 3 crystal. Cross off 4s and then boom, that leaves 1 more. And the game seems to be giving Shadow Crystals a sort of storyline relating to characters trying to break free from their set story or the prophecy. Spamton reflecting Chris as a puppet. Gerson tries to get Susie to write her own story, and the night fight is literally an attempt from the player to sequence break and beat a boss earlier than we're supposed to. Like another plot, but that's for later. But of course, with this ending next chapter, there has to be a conclusion to it. And in terms of plot, I don't really know how it'll go down. But for the fate of the Shadow Crystals, here's more or less how I think it'll go down. We get the last Shadow Crystal. We go to Castletown, alone as Chris, seeing as they're the only one in Chapter 5's Dark World segment from this Tana cutscene. They'll go to Sham with the last crystal, and Sham goes on this evil rant as Toby showed us on BlueSky.com. Then, after Sham is all evil or something, we beat them up maybe in a boss fight. Oh, I don't know, man. I just work here. Something, they hand us the pure crystal. Purified by the cat. Now, what do we do with it? Well, currently in game, it's listed as a fusion item with the Thorn Ring. And that's because Malleus is sick! Bread sick! Malleus says they wish to witness a master of bread. Bread. What I'm getting at is this. I think the only way we will be able to use the pure crystal is by giving Malleus this bread from the Forgotten Man. We get the bread, we get more recipes, and then we can use the pure crystal with other secret boss weapons? Okay, I'm gonna need you to take a seat there. Yep, that chair right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, now that you're seated, I'm gonna be honest with you. This theory fucking sucks. Right now, I have written the idea that you'll need not 1, but 2 ominous annoying hard-to-get secrets in this game. And for what? I have no clue. I don't think it's the real ending, though. Only one ending, as Toby's Fox keeps saying. And gameplay-wise, this also sucks. And would just be an annoying case of, oh boy, I can't wait to replay this chapter again because I missed another secret. And that's what I thought initially. Then I realized something. It's something that ties this theory together too well. There's one detail that always bothered me about the Weird Root. No, it's not the uncomfortable romantic themes. No, it's not the isolation Susie faces, despite how much these adventures mean to her in the main room. And it's not the murder of an innocent teenager. It's the fact that the game locks you out of the Chapter 2 egg. Why? Is what I thought until bread theory hit me. The lack of a Chapter 2 egg in the Weird Root means that whatever the eggs lead to cannot be used, accessed, witnessed, or obtained in the Weird Root. For some reason or another, the two are incompatible. And if we assume the theory pieces above are correct, and the eggs lead to bread, which leads to curing Malleus, which leads to more recipes, we cannot get these other recipes in the Weird Root. Which means that getting the pure crystal can only lead to one item in the Weird Root: the Twisted Sword. Now, for a variety of reasons, I believe the Twisted Sword, and thus the Shadow Crystals, are vital to the Weird Root's completion. I'll talk about that in a separate video, along with some of the themes and ideas I have associated with the Shadow Crystals in general. But the main things to note are this. The Twisted Sword gives us an inverted effect of the Thorn Ring, Trance, which seems to give us control. It lets us force Noelle to use Snowgrave, and thus I think inverting it means we will loosen control of its holder, Chris, who's the only one that can wield the Twisted Sword, leading to something. One can assume it's separating ourselves from Chris, going to someone we have more control over, but you know, the game's not finished. And that, the fact that the egg in Chapter 2's Weird Root cannot exist, I think it has to mean something. Combine this with 2 cases of potential bread implication from the Forgotten Man's wheat locations and Malleus. This, in short, is where I think bread theory leads us. It ties together 2 important quest lines. It gives us eggs, a not too important but not unimportant purpose. And that's the bread mini-theory. Do I truly believe in it? No. But I think it's a theory that doesn't make sense, but doesn't not make sense. Mainly, I hope this gets maybe a few people to make some more odd theories about the game, while still trying to analyze the game and stay within its themes in a weird way. But a few things I do want to get out of the way. I don't really know how much the eggs are literal eggs, if that makes sense. Like, their secrets have kind of become a way to look at Chris's background. I just don't really know how to feel about them because they last between the light and dark world without changing form. But the Shadow Crystals, I do believe those are heavily related to the Weird Root, the alternate reality that we see while looking at them. Not to mention the fact that you're required to get one on the Weird Root. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will maybe be fighting for my life in the comments now. And with that, I'll see you.